shores are simply stunning. And it's breathtaking scenery like this that fuels people's desire to live in a spectacular home by the sea.
We're lucky enough to be surrounded by a diverse and truly dazzling coastline, so it's no wonder that the British seaside holds such attraction.
I'm Charlie Luxton, and over the past 2 summers I've been fortunate to experience some of Britain's best coastal homes.
But I'm on a quest to find more wonderful properties in wondrous locations around the glorious British shoreline.
In this series, I'll open the door of exquisite homes that combine fabulous interior design.
It's lovely, isn't it? Amazing furniture.
With breathtaking views.
It might be a little house, but that is a big view.
And cross paths with the people lucky enough to call our epic coast home.
That's a thing of wonder. I mean, it's like a giant stone snake sort of lying in the landscape.
This week I'm in the wild West Country, discovering the beautifully dramatic coastline of North Devon, where modern thrones of stone tower over sandy bays.
Look at that guy, you really are right on the beach.
Victorian villas rise majestically from the cliffs. And a masterclass in glass as coastal cottages get awesome new views.
That is amazing.
With its azure blue seas and hidden coves, it seems incredible that this gorgeous stretch of Devon coast is often overlooked by tourists as they head to the more well-trodden hotspots of Cornwall and the South Hams.
But this is a place that deserves recognition because it has just about everything you want from a seaside destination. Beautiful beaches, spectacular cliffs, and picturesque harbours.
It's an area of vivid climate contrasts too, where blue skies compete with swirling mists in a constantly changing coastline, bursting with romantic mystery and might. The North Devon shore stretches for 60 miles, from the fringes of Exmoor in the north to the Cornish border in the south, taking in the magnificent Tor and Torridge estuary.
Now, I've visited this part of the coast many times because it has some great surfing beaches, but I've never really explored its architecture, and I'm looking forward to seeing some wonderful homes in amazing locations.
It's a place that's fiercely proud of its history and tradition. Carrying me ashore is a dependable Hampshire Rose, a former lifeboat typical of the vessels that have saved countless lives along this potentially treacherous coast. I'm beginning my journey heading into the pretty harbour town of Ilfracombe, a haven to thousands like me who flock here before scattering to its nearby beaches to surf. Welcoming newcomers from the sea is Damien Hirst's Verity, a striking artwork that reflects the town's resurgence after years in the doldrums. Sitting just outside Exmoor National Park, Ilfracombe is the major resort on this section of coast.
This is an ancient settlement, and all around Ilfracombe you can see evidence of its development and the development of North Devon in general. Now, up there on that crag is an old Iron Age settlement and hill fort. Up there, a medieval chapel that doubled as a lighthouse. Clustered around the harbour are these smaller cottages which were where the fishermen would launch the fleet to go out and catch fish. And then up on the hill, evidence of a later stage of development of tourism when the Victorians arrived and built these grand houses. And it's to a house from that era that I'm off to now.
These imposing seaside houses demand passion and commitment. And while many many have been turned into flats or worse, allowed to rot away, I'm heading to one magnificent villa so lovingly and sensitively restored, it stands head and shoulders above the rest. Victorian pomp to perfection. It boasts towering views across the town's skyline and out to sea. This heritage classic has become not just a home, but a way of life. It's owned by Kirsty Jackson, a member of the Victorian Society, who, with husband Paul, spent 5 years bringing this masterpiece of Victorian virtue back to its very best.
Paul,
hi, Charlie.
Kirsty, hello. Pleased to meet
Hi.
you. That's quite a steep drive, isn't it?
It is.
I like your floor.
Yeah,
really lovely.
acoustic flooring, yeah.
It's in really good condition. Often it's been damaged. Oh, this is a lovely room, isn't it? Really great proportion. The ceiling heights are awesome.
There's certainly an epic feel to this splendid house. Its rich period detail giving opulence to every room. From the ornate fireplaces to the extravagant moulded cornices. It's a classic of its bombastic 19th century design.
It was built for an admiral in 1890, and then it passed down through his family until the people we bought it from.
So you sort of had to do some refurbishment, but the bare bones were here. Still in the original sort of format, like the rooms of the scale.
We did do a lot. We did everything, electrics, plumbing, new roof. We kind of did a lot to get it back to how it would have been.
When the couple bought the quarry, big seaside villas had fallen out of fashion. But Kirsty's knowledge and passion for all things Victoriana fueled their mission to restore this home to its former glory. Where original features were missing, the couple scoured salvage yards and auctions for replacements. And when that failed, craftsman Paul spent countless hours improvising his own designs.
This kitchen you put in, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
That is a lovely. You made that kitchen?
Yeah, just out of, well, we used to go to, there's a local auction and there's lots of furniture there, so it's just made of old bits of furniture. So the bits along the top were those kind of settles, and the bottom there's part of chemistry tables.
It's wonderful the way it sort of fits. And when you go into these quite grand Edwardian Victorian houses, often the back of house sort of areas, the staff kitchens are the most interesting things, and they've got this really nice, simple, stripped architect, stripped utilitarian design. And that feels kind of almost like it's the real deal.
I mean, as long as you keep it simple, it becomes timeless, really, doesn't it? And then also it's easier.
It's nice to see all these lovely old doors as well. Nothing's really gone.
To add extra space, the house's original dining room and sitting room have been combined, creating one central living area with access to an outdoor terrace.
It's really nice that you've got French doors as well, because often these houses just have no doors. Like literally a front door and a back door, and that's it, you can't get out.
Yeah, no, it's got a real feeling, it's quite an outside house, isn't it? Which I really love. We've got 4 sets, I think, on the ground floor, so it's lovely sea air coming in, it's very sunny.
Once celebrated as the honeymoon capital of Victorian England, this magnificent villa was built at the height of Ilfracombe's 19th century property boom. With land at a premium, part of the hillside was blasted away to give homes like this one the best of views. Indulgence was demanded inside too.
These stairs are suitably grand, aren't they? Lovely bit of sort of Victorian sort of carving.
We've done nothing to them at all.
Really?
This is how they were when we bought the house. Yeah.
Luckily no one had painted them, or you would have been there for months stripping it.
The pitch pine staircase leads to an impressive 7 bedrooms over 2 floors. Modern twists lighten the mood up here, including the bathroom, where Paul's recycled parquet flooring decorates half the walls. And in the stylish master bedroom, which on lazy days doubles as a place to watch the world
world go by. Oh. So I can imagine that's normally a great view.
It's an amazing view, yeah. It's a heavy sea mist now, sadly.
Because it was clear when I turned up.
A sea mist can come down and we see nothing. So it's like you're in an aeroplane and it just stays all day.
But trust the Victorians to think of everything. If the weather outside is not to your liking, this house has a creative solution to that too. Its own tropical house in the terraced garden.
And you've got well, what is this, sort of a vine room? Is that a vine?
Yeah, well, vine and a nectarine tree as well, which has got loads and loads of tiny nectarines on it.
And you actually get fruit off it.
Yeah,
you get
gorgeous.
citrus fruit.
Sweet.
That's fantastic. No, I can imagine sort of the Admiral sat in here with a rum and a pipe, sort of spring and autumn, taking in the sunshine. Telescope. But I love it. I think the house is fantastic. I think the mix of the Victorian features, the sort of mid-century, the reclaim, the patina, it's very, very classy. Very nice house.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Restoring Paul and Kirsty's house to its former splendour has been a rewarding labour of love. But on the next leg of my North Devon journey, I get a glimpse of the future at this stunning modern tower.
That's the star of the show, isn't it? I mean, that is a stunning view.
And meet the former lecturer, whose glass palace is a lesson in seaside style.
Sundown is the perfect place.
And just watch the world go by.
Yes, completely.
I'm exploring the magnificent coastline of North Devon. Seeking out some of the best seaside homes this county has to offer. So far, I've visited a beautifully restored Victorian villa on the cliff top at Ilfracombe. From there, I'm heading 9 miles south to one of my favourite surfing haunts, the charming picture postcard village of Croyd.
One of the things I love about this part of the world, Devon, is its cob buildings. I'm here right in the middle of Croyd and I am surrounded by fantastic, beautiful, earth-built structures like this one here. And basically what they are is a stone base wall. So down on the ground where it touches the earth, you have a stone wall. Then all of that white stuff up there, well, that is earth with lime plaster on the outside. And the roof is long straw wheat. So everything used to construct this building has probably come from within a few hundred metres.
Most of these cobs have been modernised, but this partially derelict barn is perfect for illustrating how simple but effective the method was.
So in here you can see how the building really works. This is the cob, this is mud, and what you basically do is dig up a field, put it in a big pile, shred it in to make it all soft, and then you tread in more wheat here, which acts as a sort of a fibre to bind the cob together. I think there's this idea that an earth building might not last a long time, but in cob building there's an old adage: if you have a good pair of boots, i.e. a foundation, and a good hat, i.e. a roof, this stuff will last hundreds of years.
The glorious mud is used more sparingly in house building these days, but the cob's other key components of stone and render are still serving Devon well. And a little further down the village, a bold new building has combined both to striking effect. Built just a year ago, this stunning rotunda at Cock Rock, complete with panoramic views of Croyd Bay, is modern Devon at its best. It's the latest addition to a sprawling Devonian home that's been at the forefront of experimenting with architectural styles. The three buildings which make up the plot are owned by Hugh and Julia. And to find out how they fit together to create one rambling whole, I'm heading to the oldest part, which forms its core.
It's obviously got a
story.
Yeah, a real story, yeah.
Based around the remains of what was an arts and crafts homestead which suffered a catastrophic fire, its replacement in the 1950s was a more modest seaside cottage. attached to what was then a cutting-edge modern block.
How long have you had the house?
Hugh's parents have had the house for 20 years. They bought it 20 years ago, and they passed it over to us about 7 years ago.
But they all still come, as do sort of all our brothers. So it's a real sort of family melting pot.
One legacy of the original house are its period gardens. Designed by Gertrude Jekyll, one of the most celebrated landscape architects of the early 20th century.
So these walls, this kind of amazing old-looking wall, that's sort of all arts and crafts make-believe?
No, they were part of the art and craft original design. And they were curved to echo the shape of the cliffs as well. So it's sort of like the land and the building are merged into one. That was the idea.
It's a place full of dramatic reinventions, and none more so than its newest edition where the past and future merge. A huge stone chimney, all that remains of the original house, has been incorporated into this radical one-up, one-down design.
Surely getting planning for that can't be easy.
No, but we were helped by the fact that this obviously was where the original building was. I think that was one of the main reasons why we did get permission.
Built as Hugh and Juliet's own private bolt hole,
The dune sort of is exposed as dune's blown off it or something.
its galvanised steel deck and structurally curved glass balustrade give it almost 360 degrees of vision over one of the best surfing beaches on the coast.
Oh, that's great. That makes the most of it, doesn't it? Sort of floating up here on this deck.
On a bridge.
Look at that guy. You really are right on the beach.
Yeah, and it's lovely at low tide, actually.
The beauty of this retreat is its sheer simplicity, furnished with just the bare essentials. And to add to its stripped-back charm, they've even dispensed with mundane things, like stairs.
We did think about it, but it's all part of the in-out experience, and so, yeah, you go back out.
So you're up here and you walk out and drop down. So it's almost, you almost sort of conceive them as slightly separate spaces.
Yeah.
And a good big deck, you know, really good sized deck.
We do yoga here.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yoga on the deck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do, yeah.
Nice.
You should come and stay.
Yeah, I think I will.
With its flat precast concrete roof and curved masonry walls surrounded by a dark skirt of Cornish slate, Hugh and Juliet have put design back into the heart of their rambling home.
And then you've got the view, haven't you?
Yeah, down to the beach.
I mean, that's really the star of the show, isn't it? Let's be honest. That is a stunning outlook.
Cleverly evolving over nearly a century, Cock Rock is a magnificent example of how North Devon's seaside architecture is an ever-changing story. And if you fancy creating your own history here, there's still plenty of properties for sale where you can make your mark. Seafield House on the outskirts of Westwood Ho is a 12-bedroomed mansion which served as officers' lodgings during the Second World War. It's still something of a mess now, but has bags of potential with some of its original interior intact. With a commanding clifftop location, it's on the market for £400,000, but you'll need deep pockets for repairs before you can think about any commission. The pretty thatched roof and whitewashed walls of Croyd Farm are as Devonian as clotted cream and high tea. With 3 bedrooms, 2 lounges and a jumble of outbuildings, there's plenty here to feast on. Just a 15-minute walk from the beach, it comes with a price tag of £500,000. If it's a rock and roll lifestyle you're after, how about Mill House on the craggy shores of Lee Bay? Built of local stone on a flat stretch of rock, this listed 5-bedroom gem once rolled corn to supply its own bakery. Now transformed into a stunning family home in an idyllic location, you'll need plenty of dough to afford it, as the asking price is in excess of £1 million. One of the features which define this North Devon coastline is the beautiful salt marsh estuary where its two great waterways converge. And it's there where I'm heading next, to the quaint fishing village of Appledore, standing guard where the Tor and Torridge rivers entwine before heading out to sea.
Appledore is one of the most characterful places in this whole area. Wonderful tumble of rendered buildings that spill down the hill to this quayside. It was described by Charles Kingsley in his novel Westward Ho, the little white fishing village, and it retains a lot of that old world charm.
With its tight, narrow streets and houses packed in like sardines, this picturesque village is not somewhere you'd expect to find anywhere offering a grand sense of space. But as I head towards the quayside, there's one ancient facade that is hiding an astonishingly bold approach.
Hello, Pat.
Hello, Charlie.
Very nice to meet you.
And you, welcome.
That's slightly unexpected, isn't it? That
Nice
is
view.
amazing.
Perched on the edge of Appledore's rocky shore, Pat Milner's inspired use of contemporary glass architecture makes this home as ambitious from the back as it is conservative from the front. Once an office for the local lifeboat crew, its rows of full-length windows give unparalleled views over this huge expanse of coast.
And I mean, it's just open water. It's beautiful, isn't it, with these two sort of sand spits coming out. And this is a very heavily tidal bit of river, isn't it? A bit of estuary. So it must change all day.
It's never the same 1 hour to the next.
And for a retired academic Pat, achieving this incredible view meant shattering a few preconceptions.
I just asked the architect when he first came to look whether we could take the back off the house and push it that way. And when he'd gathered himself together, he said, "You can do anything, my dear, really." So we did.
Pat's can-do approach to life doesn't end there. And as I continue my tour, I'll be finding out what other surprises this house has up its sleeve.
You've even got a tower.
Well, it's the old Coast Guards, so I said if I was going to do the job and be an old Coast Guard, I'd have to have somewhere to look out.
And I'll be making a splash with the man who's traded his London home for an exhilarating new life on the coast. I'm on the rugged North Devon coast, discovering some extraordinary seaside homes on this unsung stretch of Britain's southwestern shoreline, where an adventurous development has shaken up the seafront in the pretty fishing village of Appledore. South African academic Pat Milner has dramatically transformed a former lifeboat office and cottage into a shimmering 3-bedroom home known as Old Coast Guards.
What condition was the house in when you bought it then?
It was a slightly sorry for itself cottage. It had been a holiday let
Okay.
for quite a lot of its life.
And you fell in love with the house or the potential of the building or just really the location?
I think the location, it took me a little while to convince myself that the house would turn into something I'd love, but it did.
It took a superhuman effort to make it possible. The entire back was sliced off, a new steel structure fixed into the concrete, strong enough to hold the huge glazed panels specially shipped over from Denmark. Today, Pat's main living area is one tranquil open-plan space. Cream marble tiles with underfloor heating and a stainless steel and aquamarine kitchen live in harmony with the horizon. While the pine framing around each of the picture windows brings a natural warmth, whatever the weather outside.
The water is beautiful. It's almost sort of Mediterranean blue today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And they're the rocks right underneath you. So does that mean on a very big spring tide that the water comes right up to the front face of the house?
Yes, it does.
So it never floods?
No.
No.
Yes.
Well, should we go and look around?
A solid oak staircase leads to the 3 bedrooms, including Pat's perfectly positioned master suite.
And that must be the best bed in the world to wake up in of a morning.
I bet it is. Look at it. And you've even got your own little private sitting area there.
Yes, I have.
Sliding doors from each second floor room lead onto a communal balcony with a stainless steel and glass balustrade, giving me the impression I'm floating on today's calm sea.
It's lovely that you can get out of so many of the different rooms onto this terrace.
Yes, that was one of the things I particularly asked the architect to build into it, that everybody would just step straight out and not quite into the sea, but almost.
Pat's early childhood was spent in an idyllic seaside home in South Africa, and the yearning to get back to the coast never left her.
Do you get out on the water much?
Well, I have my kayak permanently stationed along the side of the house, and whenever there's a day like this, yes, I do.
Well, just go out for a paddle?
Yes, I said across that side is the favourite breakfast spot.
So you paddle over there for breakfast?
Yes, croissants and coffee.
Is there a cafe?
No, I take it with me.
Take it with you?
Fearless on the water, 73-year-old Pat also has a good head for heights, with the house's crown and glory up yet another flight of stairs.
You've even got a tower.
Yes?
What was the thinking behind the tower?
Well, it's the old Coast Guards, so I said if I was going to do the job and be an old Coast Guard, I'd have to have somewhere to look out.
So it's sort of a cross between a lookout and sort of a lighthouse.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I imagine it's a lovely place to come and read and listen to some music
yes,
and just
sundown is the perfect place.
and just watch the world go
Yes,
by.
completely.
I can't almost think of a better place to have a house. I mean, it's such a fascinating view. There's so much to see and facets of it, from Hartland Point, Westward Ho, right across the boroughs and deep inland to kind of rural Devon.
Yes.
You've got it all here, haven't you?
Spoiled.
On calm days like today, there's a serenity about the sea when it's at peace. But the North Devon coast also has a wild side. It's this unpredictable climate which brings the prospect of excitement and adventure too. From Appledore, I'm crossing back over the Tor and Torridge estuary to Croyd.
One of the things that attracts people to this part of the coast is water sports of all kinds. If you're into stand-up paddleboarding, diving, or especially surfing, in the UK, it doesn't get much better than North Devon.
And few people understand its magnetic attraction better than the next man I'm heading to meet. Former printer Jules Swan is one of the rising tide of expat Londoners, trading in a hectic life in the capital to give his growing family a more balanced way of life.
And that decision to leave London, was it more about being drawn down here or wanting really to get away from that life?
I think we were over London. We knew we had to move somewhere, predominantly for more space for the kids. And it became a question of quality of life for the family. Take the dog, the kids down to the beach, essentially live the dream.
To support his relocation, Jules helped set up a new water sports business. And before taking up an invitation to see his stunning new home, I'm joining him and colleagues, Ben and Carlo, in his day job, organising trips, scrambling, jumping and swimming off this craggy coastline, an adrenaline-fuelled pastime known as coast steering.
So you just sort of put on a helmet, buoyancy aid.
You've got a buoyancy aid to stop you, obviously.
It's a very complicated looking buoyancy aid, this. I feel sort of, I'm trussed up.
Foot on the edge, lean forward, jump out, brace position.
Brace
obviously
position.
a nice big star jump on the way out. Brace position, legs together.
Okay, isn't it? I was just going to sort of flop in the water. Let's do it. Left.
Hands up. How cold is it?
Refreshing?
Not cold. That means cold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not cold.
Not to be attempted without expert help, coast steering is one of North Devon's fastest growing water sports. Bringing in waves of new thrill seekers to the surf and sailing culture that's already here.
Great, isn't it? So it's a really nice way to explore the coast.
Great fun.
It's a pretty different way of seeing it, isn't it? Down from below and not actually, you wouldn't see it from the footpath just above that.
And it's changed. I mean, since we've been out there, the water's dropped, what, 1.5 meters, and there's rocks showing everywhere.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Kind of shows you need to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Get you on some bigger jumps next time.
Yeah, that was all right. I'm good with that.
After a hectic day on the rocks, Jules needs somewhere calm to relax. And the home he's created in one of Croyd's prime locations is the perfect place to chill out. Seamlessly uniting two existing semis, this newly fashioned super-size home is a stunning mixture of Brazilian slate and cool white render.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? The fact you can see right through to the garden.
With interior walls removed, this whole floor has been hollowed out to create one huge multifunctional open-plan room. Covering an incredible 225 square metres, it's everything Jules and his wife Louise, who's only just given birth to baby number 4, need in one light, airy space. And just a short walk from the beach.
It's about us as a family, so the kids are happy over there where we're cooking, great, we can keep an eye on them. The whole idea was that we have one central living area that's inside, outside with a garden.
You know, it's nice the way the floor runs through, so that's consistent, but also the render, so the kind of the white plasterwork of everything out there against the white plasterwork in here. So it really does feel like one space.
It was designed around the tiles.
Oh, is it designed around the tiles?
My wife chose the tiles and said that's what I want, inside and outside, so the whole rest of the downstairs was designed around that.
Sweeping away the barriers between inside and outside has given his boys freedom to roam and enabled the family to revel in this new liberating space.
Plots like this don't come along every day. Big plot with a big garden. We just decided to really keep the sort of fabric, or the outer fabric, the same, and try and do something really quite spectacular out the back.
I suppose what's quite nice is that the building is a sort of physical manifestation of that ambition of coming down here, of having that outside life, of having that kind of sort of freedom that the house allows for that, doesn't it?
And with more time to appreciate the good things in life, Jules has been able to indulge his love of cooking.
Oh, yummy.
Is it?
It's great.
A swap.
And over a dish of gammon, washed down with locally brewed craft beer, it sounds like his new life is something to savour.
So you must be thinking, sort of 4 years in, living here full time. So what, a couple of years in the house?
Yep.
Year and a half in the house?
Just coming up to 2 years, yeah.
How do you view that decision?
Wouldn't change it for the world. You get amazing days, there are some dark days in winter, but it's fabulous. We've created a home that we're really proud of.
I think, it's a lovely part of the world, and, to be this close to great surfing and to really make that core to your kind of lives here. Sitting here now, I think you made a good move.
Cheers.
As land near the coast continues to rocket in value, Jules and his family have been lucky to find the perfect plot to put together their new home. But there's one place where I think another incredible house could be built. And on the last part of my journey, I'll be rising to the challenge with plans to turn this crumbling Victorian tower into a landmark modern home.
I think that duality of the kind of protected, sheltered nature of in here and the wild openness of the top there, I think would just be a very exciting place to live.
Before I head to a gorgeous cliff-top home whose new owners are barely over the threshold.
So it's shiny and new to you.
Sparkly, sparkling new,
How was it?
fantastic.
It was brilliant.
Was
and,
it?
You're our first guest.
Wow, I feel honoured.
I'm on the final leg of my tour around the wonderfully diverse North Devon coast. It's a contrasting mix of soft, undulating sand dunes, gently buffering the land from the water, and magnificent, mysterious cliffs merging in and out of an ever-changing sea. You never know what's coming from one bay or one day to the next, and adding to the intrigue is its wildly temperamental climate.
The thing about having a home by the sea in this country is that you get the British weather, and it's incredibly unreliable, inconsistent, variable, but also exciting, challenging. And you get things like this. I mean, it's an extraordinary day. This beautiful mist, incredible shapes looming out of the mist like some kind of Turner painting. And if you can learn to love its fickle nature, then you will be richly rewarded.
For centuries, people have coveted North Devon's wild and lonely spots, building palaces or lookouts where they can sit and marvel at its fabulous views. And if I could design my own home here, it would be based around this old Victorian tower at Watermouth, now crumbling towards a sorry end.
My sense is that it was built as a folly. There's a rather fantastical castle, Victorian castle at the end of the harbour here, and I suppose the Victorians would kind of take it constitutional and wander up, take in the view. It was plastered. I suspect the lower level was actually panelled in some way. And while it is clearly a bit run down, it's still a very solid structure, and I think could be a wonderful start point for an amazing house.
Sitting in such a perfect location on the sunny side of the bay, my design would draw inspiration from the very landscape the tower sits in.
You've got like the surface of the water, then you've got the darker sort of area where you get the green and the moss growing on the rocks where the tide comes and drops and rises, the grey rock where it obviously always stays dry, and then the line of the vegetation as it goes up. And I think there's some way that this building could kind of replicate that, sort of be a sort of nod to that, and so therefore have very little impact on this beautiful little inlet.
So I'd begin by going deeper, carving out a vertical slice of the cliff, like they did to create space for the wonderful Victorian villa I saw in Ilfracombe. Building back up, I'd have a base of stone. Above that, balconied, timber-clad floors, with a passage leading up through the rock to the existing tower. All accessed by boat via a private jetty.
I think that duality of the kind of protected, sheltered nature of in here and the wild openness of the top there, I think would just be a very exciting place to live.
The bedrooms would be protected in the solid stone base, with the living accommodation dressed in timber and plants. Internal stairs would lead to the tower, restored to its original purpose as a stunning observatory to entertain and drink in the glorious seaside views.
Wow. Living over there, looking across this harbour, the mist coming and going, the weather coming in. I think it would be the most incredible thing to build. I think it would be a very special home indeed.
From the rocky shores of Watermouth Bay, the last home on my journey takes me back to Ilfracombe. looking to its future this time rather than its past. I'm about to be catapulted out of the town's Victorian origins into a home oozing with contemporary cutting-edge design. For Tides is a home on a tightrope, teetering boldly on a rocky ridge that separates the sprawling town from the salt water of the Bristol Channel. And this 5-bedroom modern masterpiece has been designed to embrace both amazing aspects. The timing of my visit is perfect. New owners Jane and Anthony Murray have just spent their first night here.
So it's shiny and new to you.
Sparkly, spanking new,
How was it?
fantastic.
It was brilliant.
Was
and,
it?
And you're our first guest.
Wow. I feel honoured.
It was very exciting, and waking up in the morning, you just want to go exploring and find out all about it.
So you're in this sort of first flushes of love with this building.
That's exactly right.
What was it that attracted you?
The design of it really attracted us. We
Yeah.
just fell in love with the space of it, where it was sitting, where the view was, and then the look of it, I think, was the first thing, wasn't it?
The couple bought the house as a retreat from their busy working lives in Cambridge. Its wave-shaped roof and portholes reference its nautical location, while the Iroko timber cladding add weather-beaten appeal. It even comes with its own mini tower.
Jane's always wanted a house with a terrace.
Is it? So you got it?
I know, yeah, I can't believe it.
I'm enjoying your excitement.
Yes.
Can we go and be excited inside?
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's go and get excited inside. So these are your little portholes,
Bigger porthole there.
and this is the brick.
And there is plenty inside to set the pulse racing. A mix of exposed distressed brickwork, soft lighting, and muted furnishings create intimacy. And with 2 bedrooms and its own spacious lounge, this lower ground floor acts as a self-contained apartment.
Got lots of friends, similar position to us, young children, and if we want to bring them with us, then this is a lovely little self-contained area for them to feel a home from home as well.
For what is essentially a basement, the attention to detail down here is top drawer.
And there's that echo of kind of texture. Brick, nice sort of stone floor, oak, parquet, timber screen. There's just lots of nice little things.
They work well together though.
Drawing the eye, yeah. It's very nicely composed.
Linking the basement to the family's own 3-bed sleeping accommodation is a timber-lined spiral staircase, snaking its way up the circular tower.
I love the enormous sort of pane of glass at the top of the stair shaft. It's incredible.
But not surprisingly, it's right at the top of the house where they plan to spend most of their time.
That is spectacular.
Lovely, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. There's such kind of 2 characters here, isn't there? There's kind of the seascape and the townscape.
You've just had the same reaction we had when we came up.
You just don't expect it quite to be so powerful. But it's really nice because it's running up a hill. It's sort of really flat and almost like a piece of abstract art, isn't it?
It's like a painting.
The stripped, stylish look suits the interior space, where its simple colour palette of soft greys, whites, and natural wood help frame rather than compete with the view. A walnut kitchen with white surfaces and a gently sloping roof help create an impeccable platform for entertaining.
There we go. I think it's so exciting that I've managed to get here on your first day in your new house.
I know, so you can join in the excitement.
I'm very excited. I can feel it. Like it's buzzing and fizzing and popping.
It's
a very special place. Very special location.
Be a lovely place to entertain and treat our friends. Yeah.
Well, from here on.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Tides seems the perfect place to end my journey around North Devon. For in the ebb and flow of the county's fortunes, it feels from my memorable travels here as if this wonderful place is on another significant up.
I've surfed this beach hundreds of times, but until the last few days I've never really taken the time to explore the surrounding coast and its architecture, and it's been a real eye-opener. People have lived by the sea in North Devon for thousands of years, and unlike some parts of our shoreline, here you really feel that. It's a richly embroidered coastline with great variety. Steep cliffs, secret coves, big, expansive sandy beaches, and the architecture matches from ancient little cob cottages to wonderful Victorian villas and thoroughly modern homes. North Devon has a little bit of everything.
Next time I'm in Suffolk, where fishermen's hearts raise expectations. Seaside mansions exude Victorian splendour, and tiny homes deliver supersized scenery.
Might be a little house, but that is a big view, isn't it?